welcome to another episode of 2 Cents, where we talk about any and everything and give our 2 cents. Look here, it's your man Romy Mac here, and it's going to be me, Sugar, and and that man they call Karumbe. Halloween coming up. Hopefully everybody's being safe about it. I just saw that story about this cat out here, I believe in West Palm, that got stabbed at a Halloween party. So condolences out to his family. But of course, without further ado, let me bring forth Sugar and Karumbe family. What's going on? Yeah. I don't know if y'all had seen it, but this guy went to a Halloween party, and on the way out, he was ambushed by like a group of folks, and they ended up stabbing him to death. It's very, very tragic. Situation. I hate to start the show off like that, but this is just something that that was brought to my attention, and I felt the need to to dwell on. But nevertheless, So Shug, how was the week so far?
The week was alright, I guess. Had a booze inspection today.
Yeah. What about my big bro, Karumbe? Jeff, what's happening?
It's been hard. I went to school today. The back of my car is like low, so I'm having to fire so bad. I was calling in earlier to let you know how I feel about it. But,
okay. All right.
Get my little thing. Get my car, get out there, my local big
Fuck. Okay. Well, let's get right into it, man. Obviously, it's a Halloween season, and first topic at hand we're gonna discuss is I think it's more so debates back in the day. When we used to go trick or treating, because I don't think our big asses should be out there trick or treating unless we're going with our kids or nephews, nieces, godchildren, whatever the case. But Halloween candy. What I would say? What's the Halloween candy that you love? I mean, for me, a lot of people hate this candy, but I really dig on candy corn, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? The chews with just like I might even talked about this last year, but fuck it, it's Halloween, so this is the only time we talk about this bullshit. The chews, at least for us, the candy lady that used to be in, we used to go candy lady that was in College Square. Believe when I was in high school, the girl that I was dating, she didn't live too far from the candy lady, so we would go there for $1. We get 100 chews, so a penny a chew. Come back with like the blueberries, cherry, strawberry, peach chews. So the dollar chews is what I would like to refer to that. They were good. You can never go wrong with the pink and red Starburst, or if you was fortunate enough to get like the wild berry joints, the wild berry Starburst. They used to be real broken up in class. But the tropical, the wild berry, and the regular Starburst shit. But what about you, Shug? What was some of your favorite Halloween candy?
Man, those candy corn go hard. Eat those, you feel sick. I like to get the corn. Used to come in a little small 4-pack or whatever. Some people used to get those out. Those were pretty good. Anything with chocolate, especially. That's what I love.
When we get to hate candy, I'm gonna talk to you about that shit with Tootsie Rolls. Yeah. But Karumbe, man, come on, talk to me, man. What's some of the Halloween candy that you like that you would fuck up? Yeah, see, now that's the difference. Yeah, I don't like that chocolate shit. But those fruity Tootsie Rolls. What is it? They had like a fruit punch Tootsie Roll. They had the lemon lime Tootsie Roll. Yeah. And then what he said, vanilla. Hell yeah, that vanilla shit. shit.
They like not just orange, like they all flavors.
Yeah, that vanilla shit was potent, man. That was potent product right there.
Kind of like Dot,
Yeah. Okay. We can talk about fucking what is it? The candy that we didn't like now. Number one, anything peppermint should not be candy. I feel like that does a job. That keeps your damn breath smelling nice. I don't want any Listerine candy. You know. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want any I wouldn't want any. If I was a kid today, don't put any butterscotch. I feel like any parent that puts out butterscotch does not love children.
I like butterscotch.
Fuck, that is church candy. You know that. That is the shut the fuck up while the pastor's talking candy. But butterscotch candy. What else is it? What else is it? Candy that's just horrible to all be damned. Shit. Mint, butterscotch. I was just never a fan of that. So I mean, so Suge, what type of candy what Halloween candy did you hate getting when you were little?
Well, I'm big on sweet, so it's kind of hard to get what I actually like. I like all kinds of candy. My own candy. Definitely mint. You know, but the butterscotch, I thought they were good.
But the least favorite, what was the least favorite Halloween? Candy that you used to just toss to your little brother or a little cousin, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's like it's hard candy. I don't know what it is. It's like the whole thing. The damn candy is so fucking nasty. It tastes like nothing. You ever had watch the powder like on your hands or something? You like it, like you know. No, it's not. Or this thing like fucking, like watch the powder, like the shit, watch dishes with them powder that you put on your hands. It's not like that. They try to keep something at it. I'm gonna say that was me. What I like was cigarette bad.
I'll tell you what else is bad. Fucking Twizzlers, yo. I fuck with like pull and peel. But that regular Twizzler shit or licorice. Licorice candy is for the devil. That shit is
black licorice.
Fuck licorice.
Yeah, black licorice.
Yeah, that shit is horrible, man. That is a horrible fucking thing to give to a child. Licorice. Shit. Don't put that in my damn bag. How about that? Just don't put that in my bag. Don't put licorice in my... I don't mean to be ungrateful when I come to your house, but don't put licorice in the bag. That's how the fuck I feel about it. You know. So yeah. Okay, let's talk about... I'm gonna ask y'all, man. Like, I don't know if y'all dressed up for Halloween growing up, but what was some of the I would say some of the costumes that y'all wore?
The costume, man, my mom was like, she was like real cheap with me. We had the, the plastic costumes with the faces.
Mm-hmm.
Really nasty, just for Halloween things. I know my parents was ghetto one year. I didn't know what I wanted to be. So my mama made me wear some pink pajamas with the feet, you know, what they call them now?
What?
What the hell they call them now?
What?
So I had to wear that. She went to the store and bought a pair of bunny ears, put that on, painted my nose, and said I was a rabbit for Halloween.
What, you put on a onesie?
Yes.
Yeah. Karoon Bay, what were some of the costumes you wore for Halloween, bro?
Bruh, man, I don't even remember that in my costume. I know I went as a nigga hat for king at the time. See, at least those nigga parents got creative. We went as nigga hat for king.
Yeah. That's funny, man. From what I can remember, I know I was a Ninja Turtle at least more than once. I was the Cowardly Lion. I was definitely a Cowardly Lion. That was I think that was kindergarten. Kindergarten to first grade, I was the Cowardly Lion. What did I do one year? I don't know. Hip hop was at a gangster stage, so I think I was like a gangster hip hop artist or some shit. Then not in like '94, so I had like the fucking like the vest and the black shirt, and I think like a Scully or some shit. I look like fucking Hammer on the fucking It's All Good video or some shit probably. Most recently, like last year, you know, I went as I was an NWA member. I had on white shoes, black pants, with an NWA shirt and a Raiders hat. You know, I guess I could be a roadie. I guess that could be considered like a roadie. And I had black glasses to go with it. So I mean, it was fresh, but nothing with so much I would say work put into it. I've seen some wild costumes, man, like going to like clubs, and then, you know, like they take these, you know, these I would say these contests very seriously because of the detail. Excuse me. There was one couple, man, they went as like when Avatar was popping. So I was in, you know, this is when I was in the club back in like 2010. I had to be like 25. Yeah, I was 25. And, you know, their costume was so detailed, man. I don't know even, they might have been naked, shit, as far as I know. But those motherfuckers were painted well. They look just like, you know, the characters, the main characters, you know, Zoe Saldana's character and that motherfucker from Clash of the Titans character on Avatar. It was cold though. It was cold. It was real dope. I liked it. You know, it's always cool to see folks put all that money into it. And there was some cats that were dressed like fucking Daft Punk. Yeah, it was dressed like Daft Punk. He had like a gang of fucking lights on him. And that was a cool costume. That's the one that actually won that contest. That was at Passions. They actually shut down Passions, man. Passion had a lot of Halloween memories in there, man. I would say me and my best friend, you know, we were in as a matter of fact, H Boog, man. Shout out to H Boog, man. Love you, bro. We were in I came down from North Carolina to visit, and we go to this club, and you know, we just vibing, everybody just cooling and chilling. This motherfucker was like drunk off his ass, and he was like shirtless. I don't know what his costume was. His costume was shirtless motherfucker that night, as far as I know. And he comes up, you know, he's just like, he's eyeballing every guy in the club, and he like looks at me, and I'm like, is he serious? Like he's like 5'4". The guy's fucking 5'4", like eyeballing me, like he want to do something. And I'm just like, all right, man. You know, I'm here on vacation, man. I ain't really trying to get involved in no shit. So 30 minutes go by, and the motherfucker starts looking at, you know, my boy H or whatever, and doing the very same thing. And then 10 minutes go by, and he's doing the same thing to, you know, H's brother. So we pretty much just rounding up, like, how are we really gonna handle this shit? But his homie that was with him he comes up, man. I think he saw, like, you know, how aggressive he was getting and how we were feeling about it. He comes up like, man, he's drunk, man. I'm like, you're pretty much like, hey man, you're pretty much outnumbered. You know, I don't really think you want to go. I don't think you want to go there. But you know, I don't see us fighting in no club, man. We're too old for that shit. Too grown. I was what 27. Yeah, it was like 27 at the time. Yeah, 26, 27. Anybody trying to fight in the club with no dumb shit, especially not on Halloween. We had to have a good time. But that was just a very funny memory, you know, on Halloween, being in the club passion. So another friend of mine hit me the game about you know, a topic. So I just want to discuss this shit and talk about this whole thing of, I mean you guys are married, but I want to know what you guys, I don't know, your thoughts on this whole concept of like friends with benefits, and if it I want to say if it works, you know, and if it works, and then how long do you think that type of shit would last? So I'll go with Suge, you being the lady of the show. What are your thoughts on, you know, friends with benefits, and how long you think that will possibly last?
I mean, I guess it just depends on the individuals involved. I mean, if they have some type of understanding of, you know, hey, this is just this and that's it, you know. I don't know. I mean, do as long as they want, you know. Yeah. Friends with benefits? I don't know. I mean, it works for some, but not for all.
Right. I mean, I mean, do you think, like, I would say in another world, and you know, you and Karumbe, you guys haven't met or whatever, that's something, you feel like that, and you don't have no kids, you know, and you feel like that's something that you could possibly do for a little while, like to have a friend with benefits?
I don't know, maybe. You were supposed to have dinner friends with benefits, but I guess neither one of us got that memo. I didn't look in, I just forgot some things on accident, you know. But, yeah, we're supposed to be friends with benefits, but,
right.
You know, some moves into bigger things than that.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Well, Karumbe, man, you know, I'm just out of curiosity. There's no sugar in your life, you know, no kids, and it's just us roaming. We're just roaming the streets. Do you think you be able to like sustain a friends with benefits type I would say relationship?
I would have mad girls out there in the streets.
Yeah. And but on some serious shit, how long do you feel like, you know, you could go on with you know, like friends with benefits before having to transcend to something else?
I don't know. As long as they know. I don't know, man. As long as they know I don't want to say know they position, but it depends on the two people, man.
Yeah, it does depend on the two people. You know, so some people be like, yeah, this is free will benefits, and then they might start catching feelings, and you have to like, hey, hold on. You said we came to this agreement, you know, unless they both want to change that.
Yeah. I mean, for me, is it possible? Hell yeah, it's possible. But in order for it to, you know, to run its course, everyone has to be honest about how they're feeling, regardless if the other person doesn't feel that. See, a lot of people are so afraid to get hurt that they withhold information of how they feel, not knowing the individual might even feel the very same way. And that's not to say that they don't feel the same way. You know what I mean? So it's one of those I don't know, it's one of those situations where you just gotta jump out of, again, it's, you know, we talked about this before, but you gotta jump out of that plane without a parachute. You know, and you see what happens. Sometimes you get a parachute. Sometimes sometimes somebody will catch you. And other times they don't. But at least you have the courage, you know, of your convictions, as Skip Bayless would say, to do so. It's one of those. It's a touchy subject, and when it's good, it's good. You know what I mean? Like the sexual chemistry's there. You know, you just roll with it. You know, you really do roll with it, and you have to keep things in mind as far as like what we were based on. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got individuals that's willing to lie to you, you know what I'm saying? Then that's bad from the jump. You need somebody that's gonna be able to be brutally honest with you and be like, listen, I know you feel a certain way about me now that we've been fucking, but I'm not in for that right now. You know what I'm saying? Now you can either stay and we can continue this covert operations that we got going on, or you can or if your emotions are too much, whether that's male or female, if your emotions are too much, then we need to we need to assess, we need to assess the situation, talk about it, and possibly end this shit. You know, it's just one of those things that you have to deal with, as adults, and that's what it would boil down to. So is friends with benefits something that could work? Yeah, sure it can work, but I don't see it working in a long-term sense, because I don't believe anybody's that heartless to go, like, let's just say 10 years of us just being friends with benefits. You know what I'm saying? I would suspect that a person has a wife or a husband type shit, because at that point, you spent ample amount of time together. You whether you know it or not, you're in a relationship. It's just a very open relationship. That's all that means. So you got to just ask yourself, is this what you're down for? Because again, you have things, you decide you want kids. It takes a certain type of relationship to build kids with. You know what I mean? You don't want to bring a child into a hostile situation. So, with that being said, give things some, the required thought, and decide what you want to do. And I'll go with that. So, moving on to other things, like the show Marlon. I advise everyone to watch the show Marlon. It's a very funny show. But one thing that I picked up from the show Marlon was like how he just constantly hung around his ex, like they were just, his ex-wife. This now was what I mean. But I want to know, would you I'm asking anyone, whether it's who's listening to the podcast, ask yourself in your mind, would you be able to live with, I don't care if you're married or if you just got out of a relationship like myself not too long ago, but would you be able to live with your ex, whether you guys have kids or not, what just like living standards wise? I don't think Marlon lived there, but I want to ask that question anyway. You think you would be able to live with your ex, or just be around them, roughly after things have like died down from the breakup? You think you would be able to to be around them and just function normally? So I will ask, Sugar, let's just say that things tend to not rock with you in Karumbe. Do you think that you would be able to like live with him on the sake of like raising you guys child together? Is that something that you see would be an option, or it's like, hell no, get the fuck out of my spot, and we gotta like split visitation and shit?
Well, I mean, the concept of how it is on Marlon, it sounds pretty cool and all, but in the real world, in reality, it's like, I don't think that would work for, I'm sure it's for some people, but I don't know, because, it'd be awkward, first situation will come from awkward. I guess, like you start dating other people and stuff, and they see you close to this other person, your ex is at your house every day, and they, that can cause problems, I don't think that y'all feel like a
yeah.
So it could cause problems, in reality. It would be awkward, maybe. I mean, I'm sure it's doable, maybe. But, I think it depends on where I would be, where I would be in life. I feel like a much older person, but I could probably care less. but some people, I would say like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just where somebody will be in a certain point in their life where
it would be like how close were you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like
if you guys was like just, let's say y'all was just friends first, and then y'all thought it was good, and y'all broke up. That'll be like up on the tail type stuff.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be a little bit easier if then you was in with,
yeah,
like let's say you know what I'm saying? It's like alright, just be here. And because that's what you gotta play.
and well, on the show, he has no play. On the show, have a series, hanging out. They go and do stuff together, without the kids. I mean, they're like we're friends.
I saw that on another show where they ended up being together.
So they were good friends, and they were going to try to and it didn't turn out. And that's why they were like, no, they knew that they were going to both get feelings, and they didn't want to, hurt each other again. So they ended up. That's another thing right there as well. I'm better marry each other.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm gonna keep you around, but for the rest of the stuff, I don't forget with it.
Yeah. Okay. So Karumbe, man, I know you gave your little piece a little bit, but what's your stance on it, bro? As far as like, you think you would be able to live? Let's say again, things don't work out with you and Sugar. How you think that's something you'd be able to do? As far as like, you guys I would say coexisting. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I was the one that would be morally.
All right. Well, okay, I put it like this. For at least for me, living with my ex, I doubt it very seriously. I don't see that. Yeah, I definitely don't see that happening whatsoever. Based off of the terms that we left on, and I solely wish her the best, man. I wish I was more mature to deal with the situation that I fell into. I just pretty much just say that. So I doubt that she would really want to deal with me per se in that manner. As far as like, yeah, live under the same roof, nah, man. Like I don't see. Yeah, it definitely wouldn't work out. A couple exes. I mean, it just made it very clear when somebody says, like, when you become an ex, you're an ex. Like, I don't, you disappear. I totally respect that shit. But I wouldn't be able to do. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be able to live with my ex. Like, as far as like the Marlon shit, that's like we said. That's like for the TV. That shit is all cool. But we ain't living together. Like, it's if we have a child or something like that, I catch you in passing. Make sure that I pick up my little man, my little mama. But that's pretty much about it, man. It's a rough situation, but I really don't feel like I would be able to. I know, I wouldn't do it. That's that's it. I'll leave it as such. But what else we want to rap about today? I saw a video this morning that kind of fucked me up, man. I didn't think that we've gone this bad as a society, but this lady is from Pittsburgh, man. They showed this video. It's like on a corner or something, and you know, this guy just knocks this woman out, man. It's a white woman, and I think it was a black guy. I couldn't really get a good visual. Not that it matters whether or not he was black or white, but you know how like the media twist shit. But he knocks the white woman down. Literally, he punches her in the fucking face and walks the fuck away. And not only that, moments later, like it's like I can't confirm. It was 4 black teenagers, or I would say young boys. You know what I'm saying? They're taking pictures with their phone at this shit, and I'm like, this is a woman. This is a lady. I mean, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like they're taking pictures. I think one even laid down beside her and took a selfie. Are we really fucked up? Are we really that fucked up as a society that we're taking pictures down beside women that have just been battered and bruised? Like what type of respect level, man? Like it makes me, we are very lost as a society if we are really doing these things, man. And that's not to judge anyone, but I just didn't really, that shit is foul, bro. On all ends, you know what I mean? Like they're taking pictures. One even went up and tried to take, took the money that was on her, took her wallet. It was disgusting. You know what I mean? Like the watch. I couldn't fathom seeing a woman being beat by a man and then recording her and then deciding to rob her. Like what type of mind? I mean, the mindset is just I don't know, man. That's I don't know. I wasn't brought up that way to do to even allow that to go on, and even the stuff I know as a grown up not allow that to go on. But Sugar, I mean, you said you watched the video. I mean, what was your immediate thought when you saw this shit?
Man, first of all, he got her all that she used to do, and I don't know if the guy knew her. What the situation was? That was just, I mean, you could have down the street and somebody will knock you out. Like, that's crazy, And it was I'm kind of shocked. I mean, and then the people that were taking the photos, that's just disgusting. Lay down and take photos with her. Somebody stole her wallet or something, I think. And I don't know, the whole thing just don't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. It seemed like those people that were involved either were they had to have been connected with each other somehow. I'm sorry, if I see a chick laying on the ground, I'm not gonna run up and take myself. I'm gonna check to make sure she's
Shit was foul.
I don't know if they knew her or something, and whatever the case is, it shouldn't have happened in the first place.
No.
And, it's sad when stuff like that happens, and I'm still plenty of bystanders around, but people live by that code, they don't snitch. So nobody's gonna say anything, about who, but it's just bad this day and age that people are doing it, and people, they're all pretty young too. That's the thing, they're pretty young, and individuals that were, taking photos of ladies, so that's why nobody has not just for women, but just people in general. Nobody has respect, for anything, for themselves or each other. They just don't care.
Yeah.
It's bad,
Yeah, Karumbe, I'm not sure if you saw it, man, but based off my detail of it and Suge's portrayal of what happened, man. I mean, what'd you think about it? Yeah.
They record people get beat up all the time. They recorded my boy,
Yeah.
Well, they were even that far back when you did that. So why would it shock anybody now that this kind of stuff happens? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just some things you just don't really want to believe, that someone would allow. I mean, granted, I can see the man knocking out the woman. Sad to say, I can see that happening. I can see a woman getting a guy upset to do so, and then a guy not being mature enough to manage his emotions and then retaliating as such. But to record this woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, this woman is being recorded laying in pain, man. That shit is bogus to me, bro. That shit is fucking bogus. But also what else that happened, man, those that are sports parents, a football fight broke out in like Little Rock, Arkansas. Yeah. So what happened is the winning team, and for those that are not very football friendly, normally when the game is about at its it's like at end and there's like a few seconds or maybe a minute left, you tend to take a knee to like just end the game. That's what you do. Like, the other team doesn't have any timeout, so there's no way to stop time from expiring. So the winning team takes a knee, and one of the players off the losing team hauled off and hit the shit out of the quarterback, and that sent everyone at the game into pandemonium between the players and the parents. And it was just like, it was pandemonium. They were just going at each other, and it was wild. That football brings out this type of emotion to where parents are, your first impulse as a parent is to protect your child against anyone naturally. You know what I mean? So, I get the parent that the quarterback that was hit going out there. So, but you had everybody going after each other, losing team against the winning team, and it was just it was bad. It was bad to see adults. I mean, some adults went away in handcuffs. Some kids were crying. But I mean, I would say good thing about this situation was to see one of the players, like two players, one from the winning team, one from the losing team. They showed them hugging or whatever. This is all through like this a lady's Facebook video, just showing, even despite all of the anarchy going on the field, that you still, there's still, so I would say, a ray of hope for to bring folks together. But I mean, I just think about that for me. If that was my son and he was the quarterback and he was tackled, what would be my reaction? I probably would flip out too. Because again, me being into football so much, and then that to be my son, the emotions would definitely run high. I'm not really one to show much of emotion, but you put me, you give me a controller in my hand and let me play something like, hockey, NHL 18 or something, a video game or Madden or 2K, you'll see the emotional side of me. You want to see the emotional side of a man born, between 1980 and now? Give him a controller and watch that motherfucker for like 20 minutes, and you're gonna see an emotional side of him come out that you've never seen before. It's gonna make you laugh like fuck, but it's the emotional side. So, but getting back to the point, I would definitely be I would definitely be high on emotion if I saw my son being tackled, and I would definitely go out there to defend him. I don't know about necessarily fighting another parent, but I would definitely be high on emotion. So I'll ask you two, as parents, Sugar, let's just say, for whatever reason, you know, a baby girl decides to play football. It was like a women's, let's say it's like a women's league in softball or something, and you know, someone, you know, like one of the girls throw a pitch, or like when she tries to slide, they hit her, you know, fairly hard, something like that. What would be your immediate reaction to seeing your child being hurt?
Immediately get up and start swinging.
Yeah.
Stand back. I'm a small person, so I can go anyway. So I'm gonna stand behind the fence. You better, or I'll probably stand back and watch some situation of being kids. That's what should have happened. What the kid that got hit does and the other one does, if they're still going at it, you know, then yeah, you know, referee or somebody needs to step in, let them do their job, you know. If they're not doing their job, then I would take it up with that person. Not trying to fight them, but I've used some fighting words, that's for sure, you know. Let them got to handle the situation. But from what I saw, I don't know the whole story. There's like I'm always saying this, but you know, there could be more to that story. That particular kid could have been doing a lot of great stuff on the field. You know, that might have not have been his first time, and the coach or the referee probably didn't do anything about it, like take him out of the club. You know, because he's still good the other kids.
Mm-hmm.
So they should have, if it was something that, you know, everyone in the church just got upset to talk about it, then okay, yeah, I'm not saying that's right for kids, parents who've been rolling, but somebody needed to step in and stop that, you know. So we only see from that incident when the kid got kneed in the, I think got kneed in the face, chest or something.
Yeah.
It seems to me that maybe it was something that was escalated into that, because, you know, usually you just, you know, do that. You wait, see what the referees and the coaches are going to do about the situation first. And yeah, if that kid was being an asshole, they should have pulled him out of the game a long time ago, you know, to say, no, you're not going to play anymore, you're acting like, you know, you're being a jerk. Other kids are not having fun, as you can see, and I think it was the end of the video, two kids were crying they were both from opposing teams, both fighting each other.
Yeah. That's what I was referring to. That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, so I'm sure there was more to it than just that one, you know.
Yeah. So for so Karumbe, man, your little man just got sacked, man. What's your immediate reaction?
Roll me, man.
I'm trying to have my kids to like innovate stuff anyway. Because yeah, like I think it's like this has nothing to do, but I think that you just want serious than they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't throw hands out to do like, you know, just a big fight to get emotions out. He's going to kill her, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you've seen it in multiple like situations. Like let's just say that was baseball and he threw a ball at my kid's head and you know, something like that. Like why he didn't have like he don't have a helmet on.
Yeah.
So what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna sit there and let it happen? Hell no. If it was a grown ass man, I'd be laying here with him too. So
Yeah.
like I'm not that's more evidence sitting back and all this. Nah, hell no.
I mean, I can't fight, so why? I mean, where am I going to fight some kids? They're about, my daughter's like, I'm supposed to more than that about that. Like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do? I can fight some kids my size, you know, but I can't fight some kids.
You already know how I am, Mac. You know that ain't happening.
Yes, sir.
And I'm bloody. I can have bloody.
I'm serious. If it was something that was kept going on and they didn't do anything about it, I would probably pull my kid out. Just say, hey, you know, this is it, right? Don't. So I can pull my kid out. I know something's going to go down. Or, you know, hey, y'all need to grab my phone. You know, that's the video. This little boy did. He was telling me he had to have it. He went. And it's like, you can tell he went after the people. like that into the house. That's what you're supposed to do. Yes, they ain't ready, then okay, whatever, but get involved, you know?
Yeah.
So some think about, you know, being an audience member, the way they start to look up to like having an all out raw. Now we got a parent who had blood dripping down his face. We don't know who this is. That might not have been one or two kids like one of those individuals.
The last thing I want to touch on before we close out and allow you to do your rant and Jeffrey to put people on. That Big Crit is out, but that's just my piece on it. Yeah. So the Houston Texans owner, I guess he was interviewed or something like that, and it was on the subject of kneeling, and his statement, he apologized for it, but I don't need your apology for some shit that you say. You're letting yourself out. He says, if we allow them to kneel during the national anthem, it'll be like the inmates are running the prison. So he refers to his football players, whether black or white, but I'm pretty sure we know where he's going with this. That they're inmates, and they would be running the prison. So that would make him a warden, would it not? You know what I'm saying? Like these things, you gotta be very tactful with what you say. He apologized for his wording, but it's the secret's out now, bro. That's how you feel. You feel like that. Your players are inmates. So, is it shocking? No, it's not shocking. I don't. I was talking with a good friend of mine. Good brother, man. And we were discussing as far as the shit that we saw growing up, and like the people that he knew, and he moved back to his his hometown and realized that there's a lot of hatred and I would say racism spewed around him that he never really saw before, and it's just sad to see. But I'm not shocked, and I was telling him I'm not shocked when I see shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as my experiences growing up, and I'm sure Karumbe can attest to it growing up in North Carolina, I'm not shocked when I see shit like this or hear shit about this, because there's some people that, racism is taught. You ain't gonna tell me shit. If kids, again, I'm sure, my niece, when she goes to, the playground or whatever, she doesn't see color. She just sees, are you able to play with us? You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So to have a world and parents that say, hey, you are not to play with that child because she's white. You're not to play with that child because she's black is downright despicable, for one. And it could be off of prejudice. Some can be prejudice, some can be perceived as racism. It's just the innate need to want to protect your child from harm. And based off of statistics, a person of this color has caused harm to a person of this color. But people are people. And that's just what it boils down to. But I want to know, Ebony. This is your state right here, Texas. So, what did you think about this statement as far as this Houston owner saying that the inmates would be running the prison if they kneeled during the national anthem?
Well, first of all, Texas is a big state, and growing up, I always told certain places you never stop in. So, this is ridiculous. Yeah, and like I said before, these guys, they treat them like, yeah, they got a justice paid. But I think the military, for one, people like me, I can't say certain stuff. I can't say about the president. And everybody in there, I can't go around and hee haw this shit about, oh my gosh, they doing this. That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They just messing up their money. Plain and simple. If the NFL had any real sense about patriotism, it wouldn't fucking give my language if the fucking stars even advertise on their field. So for them to, these owners, these NFL owners, having it's fake. Fake ass patriotism. They just want that money. They want people to come to this, and they're going to use any and everything, by any means necessary to get that money, other than just having players go on the field and play, So, it is.
Yeah.
That's just the way that I see it. They don't want their money and stuff.
All right, Karumbe, give me that rawness, man. I need that rawness, man. What you think about the situation with Houston? The owner saying this shit.
How long have I been saying this on the radio station? They ain't nothing but it's just paid plays, man. They hire paid plays. You know the new house thing is entertaining. Sorry to say it, but those are the new house things now. So no one in the field like us that see on the street. Because when you look at it, it's the same people that be like, well, I don't see I don't see racism and all this shit. And then when all of a sudden people are talking about it, they see it.
When it happens to them, they start talking about it.
What happens to them when enough people talk about it because of policy, because they want to be in trend or however you see it. But I've been saying, man, this whole flag stuff, man, they just first of all, you should have to ask somebody not to use it. That's the dumbest shit ever I've heard. All this a fake, man. They own teams. Any one of these people, any one of these black celebrities, now you hear Diddy and them saying it, or Jay-Z, they bought teams first, right? And then they gave their teams up. Any one of them could have started their own league at any given time. And they didn't do it. But now, they see how they treat men, see how they treat these basketball players, and these, all this stuff, man. They ain't got to go beat it. The only one, I don't have the team. Now, it's like I can say it, but it's kind of like, when they say something, they don't see it's some really important thing, and everybody want to get behind it. Breast cancer awareness. They want to do breast cancer. But people are acting out of these deals. It's a fucking problem in there. It's a problem. These motherfuckers go everywhere in the world talking about defending somebody's rights, or women don't have rights in this country. Motherfucker, we ain't got great rights here in America where we live. We defend our own rights as the issue. We need to see everybody else our rights. What's the law? No, I guess it's the same thing they did. Back in Vietnam, that's my old buddy. You listen to this speech that, what's the boxer name? He was like, you want to defend my rights right here in America. Why would I go over there and defend your rights? You don't care about my own religious freedom. It's the same shit. It's just redone over. And they shit on him when they did it to themselves. Because they whooped up the war for him. They did the same shit.
There was an individual Cowboys team racist at the end of it, and they got rid of him.
What does it matter? They can't do anything. They know they think.
Yeah. Well.
And then the owners were fine with that. They were okay with that. There was no issue. Oh, Friday, you kneel on the field, and it's, oh my goodness. You better bring your ass on that field. That's not
ESPN doing that funny thing with the football people or whatever. All of a sudden, you find funny now, right? You find funny now. They're doing a whole slick thing with football thing because it's actually real. Play still. You're not a person, you're property. Just like slavery, you're property.
Yeah. Well.
But I don't watch football. Stop following it. Stop bugging. Don't watch it. Don't have no problem with it. I don't have a problem with not putting money in these motherfucking pockets. I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's no shock in what we see, what's going on with this shit, and eventually more and more is going to be revealed, and then, maybe the players will boycott. That I will support. You know, if as long as it's on TV, you know, I mean, yeah, I'm at work. I'd be lying if I didn't love the game. If I told you I didn't love the game of football, I do love the game of football, but at the same time, you know, this shit, you know, again. It really is going to take the players to boycott, you know. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But if it's on, it's on. You know what I'm saying? It's just like no different than, you know, any.
Because they can't make money off you no more.
Yeah.
They already losing money from football right now. They already sitting there losing money without watching.
Yeah. Well, Ebony, it's that time. You know, we get to the closing part. So I'll let you do what you do. If you have a rant in mind, I'm sure you can go off of just about, you know, anything that upsets you. But you got anything in mind that you wanna speak on?
Yeah, workplace, people. I don't give a damn what kind of job you have. You keep me in toilets all day. You're not coming to work looking at hot shit. What's the sound? Okay. If you can't afford clothes, you can find some nice clothes in the Goodwill or wherever. I stopped looking pull out our outfit somewhere. But what I'm saying to you is dress accordingly in the workplace. I don't know if you serving me food and half your clothes are popping off, your boots popping out, or your clothes, you know, like you ain't combed your hair in days, and I see your dreads just hanging out from the cap. I'm sorry, but I don't want to find food in there, and you know, you smell in some kind of way. You better just wash it up, something. You know, I'm just saying, I told somebody, I didn't even know they worked there. And I was like, this ain't even sanitary looking. Like, just call me in, get a damn COVID, figure it out. But I swear somebody been some food in the food, I don't know, I ate it. And, you know, it's still. And workplace etiquette, too, at that. Not trying to be good in the damn restaurant. With the people and stuff. That's why you got some damn sense. Change your voice. You sound like Becky or something. I don't care. Don't bring it in the workplace.
Right.
You know, there's a time and a place for everything. You know, don't come in there talking with slang. I'm just saying, you know, telephone the same way. Some people don't understand. Just talk seriously. You know, if you got some sense. That's all I got, you know.
Okay. All right, Karumbe, man. What's up? What you got on the entertainment world, man?
Yeah, it's just you gotta be professional. I say act like.
Yeah. Yo, what y'all got on the what you got on the entertainment world? Jeff, what's popping? What's going on? You already mentioned the Big Crit album. I haven't listened to it yet, but I know it's out.
I haven't got any music. Usually I'm on it, but it's been like I've been putting money in the cars and stuff. So.
Right.
But that Strange Things comes out. Came out last night, actually. I think the second season, so you need to get on that. Get on that. Also watch what is it? Bones to Strong Girl.
Bones to Strong Girl.
Yeah, they got some good. Watch most of them.
But they're wrong.
They're like have drawn out stuff, but they be good. They detailed story and plot be good. It ain't like why this like some of this shit in America. I ain't gonna lie, it's way better.
Okay. For me, I went and saw Marshall this week. Very, very compelling film, man. Chaz Boseman and Josh Gad did a phenomenal job. I advise everyone to go see it, whether you're black, white, green, red, whatever the case may be. I advise you to go see that movie, Marshall, man. It was a great film, showing, a depiction of America, back in like, I want to say the 40s. It looks like about 40s or whatever. But it was just great, to see people overcome, just to see justice done, and the way things operate, operated for a black man. A lot of things that we see going on in today's society that tends to flip on the black man, that actually worked in his favor. So, I just think that, it'd be great for anyone. It'd be a great date. It's a great date movie. It's a great movie to teach you a little bit. It's all of the above. They did a great job pulling off this film. I'm unable to say enough about how great of a portrayal of Thurgood Marshall that Chaz Bowman did. Man, I'm a great, real big fan of his work. But Marshall is a great movie. The Wu-Tang album, The Saga Continues. Check that out when you can. Big Crit's album, Forever is a long time, I think is the name of it. But the newest, just look for the newest Big Crit album. Big Crit always puts out great music, man. I love this cat, man. It's Mississippi's finest right there. Nora Jones has an album out. I'm a big fan of Nora Jones. Be sure to check that out. Her voice is timeless, just as much as Adele's voice. Amy Winehouse, Etta James. It's like you can just pick their voices out like that. But that's pretty much all I got. I want to send a special shout out to my inspiration, my motivation for doing everything I do. My daughter, I love you, baby. If you ever, get to see this, ignore that foul language. But your father, he has a foul mouth. He has a sailor's mouth. I'm the son of your granddad. But I want to make sure that she knows that I love her. I miss her very much. But what about you guys? You guys got anything you want to add before we close up shop?
I don't have much to add. You know?
Okay. Well, with all these Halloween festivities going on this weekend, if you're in South Florida, it's going to be a wet one. We're supposed to get the outskirts of a tropical storm this weekend, so that should be fun. But definitely be safe. Wynwood is supposed to have some shit jumping off, so be safe out there. If it rains, definitely wear the proper precautions, to deal with that weather. But as for Romy Mac, Sugar Booger and Karumbe, we want to thank you. We want to thank you for for listening to us for however long this podcast, this episode of the podcast came out to be today. But hope you have a great weekend. You enjoy your Halloween. Be safe, and we out. God bless.